Hi everybody, this is Kelly Oblak for this week's Free Flow Wednesday. This is our inspiration piece for the week, and that turquoise immediately made me think of this darling picture of my grandson, and I really just basically used it to inspire the turquoise of the layout. And there's that picture of him wearing my mom's glasses, actually. I loved that envelope and the background that it could be for the photo, but it just needed a little bit of a separation to pop off of it. So I found this piece of Bella Boulevard paper, and that is from Trick or Treat, and it's called Spooky Town. So I mounted the photo on that, and then I decided to mount the photo on the envelope, which is a scalloped envelope. And I've had these envelopes, a bunch of them, for quite a long time. I believe they were from Maya Road, but they're probably at least 3 years old. I really liked the wood background with this, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized there was no other brown in here, really, other than the envelope, so I decided not to use it. And actually the color in the chevron paper there is gray, although in the end the only brown on this layout actually ends up being that envelope, but that's fine, it's a neutral. So the chevron paper is from October Afternoon Daily Flash, the all-boy collection, and the name of that is Top Secret. I'm looking now because I think I want another larger piece of paper behind the photograph and the envelope there. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do until I found this paper from Elle Studio, the Thankful collection, and the paper is called Fun Times. And I really like how that sets that off from the background. You can really see what a difference it makes behind the photograph there. And then I decide that what I want to do to help all of that stand off the background even more is that I want to ink it. And I take my Dewdrop gray flannel ink to ink all those pieces of paper. I did cut the blue paper, or the turquoisey blue paper, in half so that I could make it stretch a little bit more. And now I know I want to use some type of journaling piece, and I'm looking through my Elle Studio journaling cards since I have the Thankful collection out here, and I have quite a few pieces from that just sort of sitting around. But I'm not finding one that I really like. So I'm going to look at a few other things. The background paper there, by the way, the yellow polka dot paper, is from October Afternoon Daily Flash, the snapshot collection, and the paper is called Focus. So since I have my October Afternoon supplies out, I go back to my cut aparts that I've cut apart from there, and I find this little kind of slide projector looking piece there, or films, whatever, you know what I mean. And that is from October Afternoon Daily Flash. The collection is called Compose, and it's the cut apart from Compose. Now I'm looking at what I want to do with some of the other pieces there, and I pulled a cut apart on the top left there from one of the Elle Studio collections. I believe that is from Thankful. That is not going to stay there. And then I looked at these rubber charms from Pink Fresh Studio from Life Noted. I had the yellow ones, that one yellow one, and the two blue ones and the green ones left, and they're starting to turn colors because they're too close to each other. That color kind of transfers back and forth. So if you have two colors of rubber charms, don't put them next to each other because they will transfer colors, just so that you know that. I also have some wood veneer right now from Elle Studio, and those are not going to end up on the layout as well, and I'm going to move things around with those a couple of times until I'm satisfied. So I'm just playing with pieces now from the bits and pieces from, I believe, the Thankful collection. Those are, I'm pretty sure that is. I'm just kind of playing with them to see what I can find. I know I want to ground that little banner up there on the right side, and since everything else is gray, I was thinking about using that gray piece. And I found this camera, and that came from Elle Studio Sycamore Lane from the memory sheet, which is the cut apart. And I decided that I really liked. And then instead of the gray, I decided, since I had that red camera on there, I really wanted some more red in the layout. So I took that label from the L Studio Thank You cutout sheet. And then I saw that from the cut apart sheet, I found that and that's from Thank You. Sorry, I found that Celebrate Family little square, and I really liked that because he is part of my family and he was being very silly, so he should be celebrated. So I have decided I want something to back that star charm there, and I take my Martha Stewart scallop or pinked circle punch here, and there is only one way to really put that on, and I didn't get it on properly the first time. It's magnetic, so I did it a second time and it came out much better. Or not the star, I wanted the banner up there by the what is going to be the Celebrate Family. There we go. So I'm using a lot of the same pieces that I start out with, but they end up moving around the page quite a bit. And then I decided, as I'm doing this, I really need to start anchoring things down. Otherwise, I'm going to have problems. And I had taken that punch out of one of the sheets there, but since you really won't see it behind, that's a good thing to do. It's using it up. All right, so I'm playing around again, like I said, with how things are going to sit on the page. I decided I didn't like that yellow banner on the right top corner because it stuck out a little bit too much, and that's all I was seeing. But I'm also struggling because I don't really like the blue banner up there. It's the banner piece that I don't really like. Then, as I was kind of working with things, I realized that I needed to put some foam tape in behind my photo because the little circles, the little metal circles that you seal the envelope with there with the string, were actually denting the photo already, even though that was on paper. So I knew that if I put foam tape up and around it, that I wouldn't have that problem because the foam tape would correct it. Now I do store my albums vertically, but still I was really worried about that. So I put the foam tape on, and now that's safe from there. Now, because I'm not quite sure what to do with that banner up on the right side, I'm going to do something that I know that I want to do, which is put down that Celebrate Family and the pinked circle from Martha Stewart, and I use that L Studio Thankful Fun Times paper again because I know I want to do that. So now as I'm looking at this, I decide, well, let me switch that star and that blue banner and see if I can make something there that makes sense to me. And I like that quite a bit better, even though I'm going to go back and forth a couple of times. Isn't it silly how just something small you can really try to think about, more than once. And then I just grabbed a little bit of foam tape to put behind because it was kind of uneven. Now I'm still not loving the way that banner looks, though, on the left side of that little slide, that paper slide there. So I'm trying other things. I tried that camera, but it's too red for me. I like the red because there's red on the right side and a little bit of red on the transparency, but there's that red label on the right side. So now I'm going to try to fussy cut the camera out, but leave the Fun Times on there and see what I think. Or Fun Times, that may not be what favorite. And again, I'm not liking it because it's too much red. It's drawing my eye away from the photo versus enhancing the photo. So now I put that down, and I do like that better because I'm still getting the red, but I'm not getting the big splash of red. I try the favorite to see, because this is a favorite photo of him. He was wearing my mom's sunglasses when we were at a summer festival, or Gigi for great grandma, as he calls her. So now I'm thinking I really need something to help back that camera because it is so white against the white of the the slide there, and I decide to go through and punch another scallop circle. And this time I actually get it down correctly the first time. So now I'm going to play with how I want that circle to look with these other two items. That camera, by the way, in case I didn't say that, I think I did, but it's from Ellie Studio Sycamore Lane, the Memories Cut Apart sheet. So now I'm happy. I like the way that's backing the camera. And I can put that down. And one of the things I realized is that I inked the papers, but I forgot to ink quite a few of the other pieces. So I'm going to have to go back and do that. And then as I did that, I had never trimmed off the branding strips, so I did that. And there I go, pulling things off. That is one nice thing about ATG adhesive. It's fairly forgiving, so if you forget to do something, you can do it, and it's not going to be awful. Forgot to ink that circle. This gray ink is one of my favorite inks to use. You'll see me use it quite often, the gray flannel. It's a really nice dark color, but if you use the Tim Holtz foam pad applicators, it's very, very light. So now the thing I was pointing to there is I'm missing colors in clusters. I don't always have to have the same thing. As a matter of fact, there's very few of the same things. There's a rubber charm in each of them, but they're not the same color or the shape. So now I want to add a little bit of red up in the top there, which I do, and those are Bella Boulevard enamel stars there, and the Macintosh is the color of that. And then I'm looking at adding some green in, but what's going to happen is I'm not going to love the green once I get it on there. Now I'm looking at it now on camera and it looks okay to me, but it just felt like it was too many different colors. Even though I did want some green in those clusters, I end up not doing it actually. I end up not doing it. So then I find my Doodled Bug enamel dots. They're called Sprinkles in Bumblebee is the color. And I put those down. Or put that down. And I'm just showing you there that now I'm evening the colors out. Now I went to go find an American Crafts or some thickers alphas because I decided I wanted dimension in my title, and I found this is really old. I think it might be from my original packs of thickers, which, oh my gosh, I don't know, 2011, 2012, something, maybe even more, 2011 for sure. I don't think it's any older than that because that's when I really started doing well, actually that's not true. I'm sorry. 2007 or 8 these might go back to, so probably about 2008. That's how old they are, but they're an interesting color. They're red, but they're a pinky red. So now what I'm doing is I decided I didn't like those green enamel dots, which were from Recollections, and I took those off and added in more of the Bumblebee enamel dots. I put one in the middle of the camera, and then I ended up taking the one off underneath that round rubber charm and putting just 2 on the edge of that red label to get the yellow in the bottom clusters as well. And I don't have green in all the clusters, but that's fine. It appears all over in the chevron paper. So that is down there. So what I'm having to do here is I'm having to MacGyver the alphabet because I don't have a T here. So other than that, the letters were there. And I'm just glad that I could actually use this alphabet. Like I said, I don't use it that often because the color oftentimes is not right. It's too pinky. And so the name of this layout is actually Stylin because he was Stylin with Gigi's glasses on. Her glasses are big and they have these rhinestones on the side. So, First of all, they were way too big for him, and second of all, they were very girly with all the rhinestones, but he was so cute in them because it was very sunny, so he didn't have a hat, and his eyes were, he was not very happy because the sun was in his eyes, so Gigi sacrificed her glasses for him, which is really cute. That S is kind of a weird S, so I was playing around with that a little bit, and then I decided, I don't know, I wanted a little something more there just to take up some more room at the top, and because the S is kind of weird, I figured if I put that asterisk there, I don't know, for some reason it looks more like an S to me. I don't know. But anyway, so I did put that asterisk there, and it's going to stay there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling about what he was doing, and you know, how he had taken Gigi's glasses. And then on the right on that label, I'm going to put the location and the date. And I'm checking what I'm doing right now as my iPad is sitting in front of me, so I'm just checking the date that this happened. Then I will be finished. There's a still shot and a couple of detail shots coming up. Hope you are all well. Take care. Bye.